Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, human dynamics, and everything in between. Is there such thing as finding the one? Do you believe in the one? Should we believe in the one? I don't believe in the one. I believe in the one who could stay with me by my side forever. But to say you are my one and the one of everything and the one of all would just be to lie. Although we tell ourselves to believe in such fairy tales, to believe in such blind devotion that we ignore the reality of life, I do personally believe that the reality of the subconscious mind, the primitive mind, the reality of the biological pattern recognition we identify from birth until now identifies the fact that there is not just one. Because if you were the one for me and then you left me, does that mean I have never ever got anyone who could even compare? For me to say you are the one should create a feeling of abundant connection above and beyond anything else felt on this planet. But I think that as a woman, you are going to perceive me as one, either a liar, because there is no one. We might be told since day one that there is a one, but we know there's not. Through time and time again, we see relationships turn to dust, we see cheating, we see infidelity and breakups of marriages, and we have experienced true love and lost true love, and we still make this idea up. In the back of your mind, whether you consciously are aware of it or not, you know very well when I say you are the one. That is too powerful and symbolic of a word for me as a man to be placing onto you. I can be your one. If you wish to perceive me as the head of the household, if you wish to perceive me as a leader, if you wish to perceive me as the one who shows the way, and symbolically, the number one represents the phallus. Biblically, Adam was present before Eve, as the woman is the gift of God and the man is the reciprocant. So should I try and devalue everything by saying you are number one? Because we both can't be number one. So by saying you're the one, I must be the two. And by being the two, I am not double but half of the wholeness that is the number one. I should be one, you should be two, 1 and 2 equals 3, which represents the child. And the 3 represents the Trinity, the triad, the communion, the family unit. Perfection. When I say you're the one, that's to imply that you can't do no wrong. Because why would I allow the one to get away? If you are the one and you think I perceive you as the one, that opens up room for maneuver for you to start to play games with me. When you are not number one and I am verbally correspondent with the idea that I don't have a one, you could try and work for it if you want. Blind fairy tale devotion and feminine emotional fluff is not the logical means of keeping a safe and sound and firm relationship, believe it or not. You can't be number one because I will never give you everything. Because the moment I give you everything, I will have nothing. And the moment I have nothing, what am I as a man to you? The man who calls his wife the one is shunned by women, because that is the man who gets on his hands and knees and acts in submissive necessity to consistently appease his woman out of fear he will lose the one. And that fear of losing the one manifests the losing of the one. And then what happens when she goes? He gets in another relationship. And now is she number two because she was number one? Or do we start the process all over again? Or do we learn our lesson? In our own worlds, we are all the one, if you want to perceive it as that manner, as we live in our heads and we look after ourselves first and foremost, or at least generally speaking we should. Bar the caring of others, but if we're not here, then no one can care of the whom we were supposed to be caring of, so that still plays effect as to who number one is. So you can be number one, but in your perception, I'm not going to give you that right because I'm number one. I'm not the one, but I'm number one. If you want me to lead as a leader, what position does the leader come in? First place. What are women interested in? Leaders, winners. So if I give you that, that's a congratulations for participation award. Because it should not be the case. You could call this through a particular lens chauvinistic, egocentric, misogynistic. But the fact of the matter is, this is the way that works. Through self-truth and through experience and observation. You know the moment you elevate that woman onto a pedestal and pursue her and place yourself in awe and admiration of her, she doesn't stay around in comparison to that woman you have got a little less interest in and have got no real care as to whether she comes or goes. But you love her for who she is and the position she holds. A beautiful, feminized, submissive position. Gorgeous. But that dynamic establishes a relationship that is meant to be. She looks at you as number one. Right? She wants to be in a household with a man who can lead the way, who doesn't give everything for the sake of trying to appease someone else. She doesn't want a people pleaser, and by telling her that, you automatically get categorized as the people pleaser. If I say you're the one and the next man says, you're not the one to me, he now plays top position, pimp position. Don't place yourself in this camp of aligning yourself on parallel ground, if not in a submissive position to that woman. To be equal is fine. We are equals. We both bring two separate energies and spirits and entities to the table that create the yin and yang, the 50-50. That is most definite. But there are certain characteristics I have to uphold as a man. And there are certain characteristics you have to feel comfortable in as a woman in order for this to work. And that's some game. I'm signing out on that one. Click like and subscribe. 2 links down in the description. One of them is the catalogue of body language, over 220 videos of how to read people through their subconscious behaviours, i.e. how to read minds. Second to that is the Patreon, where you'll join me in watching people on real life first dates. I'll break down the attraction body language, the repulsion body language. You'll see it manifest in the world around you, wherever you live. That's the real game. I'm signing out. Peace.